and welcome to the What the Fork Monarchs preview show. Myself, Graham Munsey, joined by Dave Harley as we look ahead to the first Monarchs fixture of the season, a visit from the Berwick Bandits. Dave, this will be old hat for you. You'll be back in the mid-season form after last week in the preview show for the Bullets. Myself, I'm back from a little illness, a guest on the first match of the season. A shambles, I'm sure Speedway fans would say.
You can always rely on it, yeah. But first night Gremlins, but that's usual. The Devils had a wee bit of that last week as well. Hopefully no issues like that come Friday night as you say, the Bandits come into town.
Yep, so we're back for 2022, still in the void at the minute, but do look out in future weeks potentially for a plush new studio if we could find one day on the offing. As mentioned, we look ahead to the match against Berwick on Friday night. We'll hear from Monarch's new boy Jacob Hook. We'll hear from the Bandits' Kyle Bickley. As always, we'll delve into Mike Hunter's archives and a blast from the past going back to 2010 also. So Dave, a starter, as it were, last week, the Devils, and now on to the main course. The Monarchs are back, and a pretty tricky looking encounter against a retooled Bandits outfit.
Yeah, as you say, the Bandits have already had a meeting at home, and they've boosted up that top end of the team. They've always been solid all the way through, but now with adding Ricky Wells and Chris Harris at the top end, they'll be hoping they've got the riders that are going to win the big races, that are going to take them from nearly guys to potentially winning and getting into those playoffs. So it'll be a big challenge for the Monarchs, especially three guys making their home debut for Edinburgh. And as you mentioned already, Jacob raring to go, his first opportunity in the UK is it's going to be a big challenge for him that first night, especially when you look at the reserve pairing down for Berwick. Yeah,
you mentioned that there, and I guess we'll maybe touch on the away lineup a little bit later on. We'll look at the Monarchs first, and maybe an unusual situation with three home debutants. Obviously, the Monarchs making 4 changes over the winter, the other one being James Sargent, although he was a Monarch previously. So always hard to tell. I was at the press and practice the other week, and Jacob and Lassie both looked like they were getting to grips with the track, but it's different when you're lining up at the tapes with 3 other guys.
Of course it is, and especially for Jacob, especially it's a new country as well, and all the challenges that come with coming over here and setting up the equipment. I know he's working really hard with Kai, and I'm sure Sam and the rest of the boys will be there to learn to get all that experience off. So hopefully they'll be able to land on their feet, and if Kai's an example to go for, then that'd be fantastic to try and replicate what he did last season. And for Kai himself, he's set himself up now. He's had a good season. People will be looking for him to kick on and move forward, and that's the start of it for them. And for our guys, it's getting practice hasn't necessarily been easy. They've had the press and practice session, but Josh has had a couple of rain-offs for Kingsland, I think, and Sam's had a good few meetings, but apart from that, the rest of them will be real open and night stuff on Friday. Yeah,
it's obviously the competitive action does make a difference. I know a few of the guys, Kai, Lassie, and Jacob were all down at Redcar last weekend. I want to say Saturday on a practice session. I know Jacob enjoyed that, and both Kai and Jacob said Lassie was absolutely flying by the end of the practice session there. Obviously different tracks, but that can only bode well. And I know from speaking to Jacob, he's set himself up 3 ahead. It's Josh Grzonik machinery that he's on. Obviously, Josh Grzonik not on UK shores anymore. And he's ready and raring to go. So fingers crossed for a big debut for them. And I guess if we look at Jacob first, because we'll hear from him, not that it's going to be easy, and Berwick come with one of the best reserve pairings in the league, as you mentioned earlier. Jai Etheridge, I think, is the top averaged reserve, and he's a second string in the Premiership, but a reserve in the Championship. We Berwick have got the team. Kyle Bickley,
his average is only about 13.13 behind his Premiership average in the Championship. Yeah. It's crazy.
And then of course Kyle Bickley, who we seen last week, how good he can be, Armadale, and really seems to have taken to Armadale now after struggling his first few visits. So a baptism of fire for Jacob, but maybe the benefit being that reserve spot to start the season.
Yeah, it will definitely help on being there. It gives Lassie the extra challenge of within the team. And Heat 2 in theory should be easier. I'm not saying it will be this weekend, but it's not all on opening night. We've got 3 matches this weekend to look forward to. A long season ahead of us, and what happens on Friday isn't going to decide the season. But I'm sure he'll want to make a statement and say, here I am, ready to go and ready to score some points.
Yep, wanted to make a statement, as you say, Dave, and he did make a statement to you in the pits after the Bullets match last week. We'll hear from Jacob now.
Jacob Hook, we're grabbing a wee interview with you after watching a bit of Speedway tonight on Friday night Armadale. Just set you up nicely, looking forward to next week.
Yeah, no, super looking forward to next week, first meeting in the UK, so yeah, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a little bit different temperature-wise for you, but getting a few laps out there. Have you had much chance to have much practice?
No, I've only had a practice of press and practice, which was a week ago now, but I think we're going to try and get a practice tomorrow somewhere, Kai and I, so we'll see how we can do there. Yeah, but yeah, just looking forward to starting the season.
Yeah, and we're obviously racing at the reserve berth. It'll be a baptism of fire next week. The Berwick team are solid all the way down, same as we saw them with the Bullets tonight, actually. So it'll be a tough ask for you next week, but that's why you're here, isn't it? Yeah,
no doubt. Yeah, Kai and I went to Berwick last week and we seen them, and yeah, they're in fine form. They've put a really good team together this year, but everyone's beatable, you know what I mean? So we're going to have to come out swinging, and we're going to have to step it up to try and beat the team. But it's nothing we can't do, I don't think. So yeah, it's good. I'm coming in reserves, gives me a little bit of breathing room, but still not a lot. Like these boys are at the position of a higher speedway in the UK, so it's going to be no easy race, that's for sure.
No, definitely, and it'll be exciting to watch. We're looking forward to seeing that next week. Have you set yourself any ambitions for this season?
Just learn, really. This year is going to be a lot about learning. I'm away from home, away from a lot of people, meeting new people and meeting great people here at Edinburgh, so that's really good. But yeah, sort of just keep my average, and if I improve, get a better average, and that's a bonus, I guess.
That'd be fantastic, Jacob. As I say, we're looking forward to seeing your racing start next week. Berwick, Friday night. Tell all the Monarchs fans why they should be here.
Yeah, I'll be waving on the hill, hopefully.
Looking forward to it. Cheers, Jacob. Thank you.
So, Dave, of course, it's a 7-man team. We've touched on the reserve spot with Jacob will be key. But, Sam said it in a few interviews this year that everyone needs to step up to the plate this year, including himself and Josh. And I guess that's where the Monarchs will be hoping for. You touched a little bit earlier on Berwick's strength in that top end, and we all know how good Chris Harris can be. And of course, Ricky Wells needs no introduction at Armadale. But I guess come Friday night, for me, the key men for the Monarchs and what we're probably looking for is a solid 20, 22, 25 plus points from our top 2.
Yeah, I mean, Sam was one of the top riders in the league last year, and he started off looking like that again in the couple of preparation testimonial meetings he had. Josh is now Kingsland have made him captain straight away of their team, so they can see the potential, and we know he should have been in the Premiership a long time before he got that opportunity last year. So really for them, we're going to need them to score points, especially earlier on as the others find their feet. But with them firing, we're going to look good in those later races, heats 13, heat 15. We've got to fancy that, especially at Armadale, even against Harris and Ricky, as you say. We've got to be beating these guys at home. So a big challenge for them. And even then, we got Paco Castagna coming into middle of our. I think we're expecting quite a lot out of Paco. He's been his average 5.5 from at Birmingham. He has always looked exciting at Armadale. So we get the good racing. That'll be great. But the points are also crucial.
Yeah, that's it. As you mentioned, points throughout the team will be crucial because Berwick, as much as they have strength on that top end, it's a solid lineup throughout, and a lineup that's full Armadale experience as well. We've touched on Ricky Wells there. Of course, Guy Etheridge is a former Monarch, albeit I think he'd probably rate Armadale towards the bottom. He has lost the tracks in the country. Theo Piper, of course, another one. There'll be no one in the meeting that's done more laps Armadale than Theo. So while it's a team that historically maybe doesn't have the best record at Armadale. I just think those guys will be coming up day one where we got in their eye thinking there's a chance at a result on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, there's, as you say, they're all go well. They're Ty Proctor's another one that's had a lot of meetings at Armadale, especially in these early days. I know he had a wee break last year, but he'll be desperate to get going again. And Leon kind of finally found his way around Armadale last year as well, starting to a couple of guest appearances like he had later in the season. You know, it's good. And you know that as we say, they're built as a solid team. And they'll see what the Bullets did last weekend, and they'll hope to kind of replicate that. And they know it's Monarchs opening night. They've had one match already, so they've had the chance to blow the cobwebs away. And can they catch us a bit cold there? As you say, I think they will fancy themselves, but it's up to our boys to make sure that doesn't happen, and we pick up all 3 points.
Yep, and certainly one man in the Bandits outfit that does think there's a chance and is hoping for a big weekend and home and away victories over the Monarchs is Kyle Bickley. And again, Dave caught up with Kyle last week after that Bullets Devils match.
Kyle Bickley, we're talking to you straight after the Bullets match tonight, and a fantastic win for Berwick, and some good points for yourself.
Yeah, it was really fun. It's first meeting back for the Bullets, and it's a good away win. Especially at a place like this, it's really hard to come and turn these teams over. So yeah, we're happy. Good team spirit, and good night.
And you'll be hoping to set yourself up as one of the top riders in that league, and as you look to progress yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just now it's good bike time for me, and like tonight, I think I missed every start, but it was good because it just got me back into the swing of passing and other riders on the track with me, and it was a brilliant night for myself, and I'm really happy.
And it's a cold night here in Armadale tonight, and you get the pleasure of coming back again next week for the Bandits. Is that do you think that's good preparation for you, or different kettle of fish altogether?
I think it's going to be a different kettle of fish. Tonight it's so a lot of moisture in the surface of the track, and very slick tonight, and I think next week there'll be a lot more dirt on the track. Tonight myself, I tried everything under the sun on the bike, in for next week, and with it being so so much moisture on the top of the track, it was nothing made a difference for me. So I think next week there'll be a lot more dirt on the track though, and we'll just have to start again.
And the Bandits did get off to a good start with that home win last week against Birmingham. So again, you've had a couple of rides now, couple of meetings. You'll be desperate to try and make a mark early in the season. Yeah,
definitely. I think we're a team that's sort of the underdogs this season. I think we haven't really been close to anything for a while now, I don't think, and it's going to be nice to turn these teams over, I think, and I think they're going to get a big surprise, as we've got a strong 1-7, and I think we are to be watched out for in the league, definitely. So start again next week for the Bandits, and hopefully get a win.
Don't know, one of the young guys getting a bit excited there as we're warming up for another practice. And obviously the big change in the Bandits team this year is the addition of Chris Harris. That you'll be hoping will be that out-and-out number one that'll take you to the next level, especially with Ricky as well. And as you say, Edinburgh home and away next week. And what will you be hoping for out of that weekend?
We're hoping for 2 wins, I think, definitely. But no, I think Chris is Chris. Everyone knows Chris, and knows how he's on the bike and how good he is. His ability on the bike is just incredible, and watching him at Berwick is a pleasure to watch myself. And it's good to have him in the pits and around me. So and Ricky as well. Very good 1 and 5, I think, in 13 and 15, and we got Leon and Ty Proctor at number 2. Proctor isn't a number 2. His ability on the bike is a lot better. So he had a really good first meeting. Theo, we got a pretty solid 1-7, I think, all the way through. And I think as long as we all do our bit in the team, we could have a good season.
Well, thanks very much for taking the time. Well done tonight, and good luck next weekend.
Thank you.
So Dave, with we've heard from both teams there. Both teams are looking for a result, expecting a result. So something has to give. And of course, it wouldn't be a Monarchs preview show without our plugs, Dave. So, tickets are available now. We're looking set. The forecast from what I've seen looks good. It's a holiday weekend. Hopefully, most people have had a nice Friday off and can think to themselves, how can I cap off my nice Good Friday by getting themselves to Armadale? Tickets available on the Monarchs website. Of course, if you can't make it, myself and Mike Hunter will be back in situ on the first bend to commentate on all the action on the live stream. And again, that available at the website, edinburghmonarchs.co.uk, and click on the EMTV link. Dave, I can't wait. I watched the stream last week of the Bullets match while I was laid up under house arrest with COVID. And yeah, it was a good match to watch on the telly. Nothing beats being trackside though. So I'll certainly be back on Friday and I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait as well. Nothing beats live speedway. I mean, as you say, it was a bit of a starter for 10 last week, and it was a great meeting for the Devils. But really keen to see the Monarchs back on track, and just get yourself there now. Dust off those gold cards that you've bought during the winter, and you're raring to go as well, like I am. And if you've not got a gold card, then you can still get a discount with those blue cards as well. So remember to sign up for that and book your ticket in advance. There's a discount when you do that. And the club are also announced that the bus will be running again from Waterloo Place 6:15 on Friday night. So if you get that bus to Armadale and get yourself trackside before long, and then in your seat before tape's up.
And of course, Dave, an added bonus, I mentioned it's Good Friday. The Easter Bunny has made its visit to Armadale. So I believe well-stocked last, all children, the many tasks what age children includes, can I see if I can sneak in as one, will receive an Easter egg on arrival as well. So there you go. What more could you ask for? Bring your kids along, get them hopped up on sugar, and then they can sit and watch the speedway. Yep.
Nothing beats that on a Friday night. That's where we always say Friday night, Speedway night, and Bandits in town. Monarchs will be desperately off to a great start, and I can't wait. Start of a massive weekend as well for the Monarchs, not just Friday night.
That's it. It's a holiday weekend, Feast of Speedway, 4 matches in 3 days across the 2. So we'll touch on the away matches maybe a little bit more in detail on the Friday focus, but just if anyone hasn't noticed, there has been a couple of small alterations to the start times for both of those. So Berwick on Saturday, of course, is a double header. It's the Bandits first against the Monarchs, then the Bullets against the Devils. So with that in mind, and Berwick's curfew tapes up on the Monarchs match is 6:30 sharp. And then I'm led to believe Newcastle United might be at home on Sunday, Dave. Hence, Newcastle have pushed the start date back a little bit. So it's a 5:30 tapes up at Newcastle on Sunday. So for anyone travelling, just make yourself aware of that. Slightly earlier on Saturday, 6:30 at Berwick. Slightly later on Sunday, 5:30 at Newcastle. Before that though, Dave, and we never leave without whetting the appetite a little bit. We're going to delve into the archives here, and I think we're going back to Heat 5, 13th of August 2010. Probably a warmer night than it was last Friday at Armadale by all reports, and a cracking race between the Monarchs and the Bandits from back in the past. We'll see that now.
Heat 5, it's Marcin Rempalla, Kalle Katajisto, Adrian Rimmel and Matthew Weathers. Rempalla's away well, but Weathers has got round the outside, and here comes Katajisto, I think, alongside Rempalla, and Kalle's into second. Rempalla, though, looking very handy on the outside there. He's into second. He's doing a lot better than his partner, the Berwick number 1. Rempalla looks like an excellent addition to the Bandits team. He's keeping an eye on where Kalle's going. Into the last lap, Kalle's swinging for a wide burst, and here he comes alongside Rempalla, and that is sensational by Katajisto, and he gets the second in superb style. Brilliant riding, because Rempalla was riding well, but Kalle, that's the old Kalle that we've seen earlier in the season, terrific ride, and at last the Monarchs get something right to take the lead.
Always good to see some of those names on track there, Dave. Hard to believe some of those guys are still going 12 years later.
Well, that's race winner Matthew Weathers will be racing against us on Sunday at Newcastle, obviously. But Kalle Katajisto flying around the outside. That's what we like to see. It's what we would call these days a Josh Pickering special in that race. So hopefully we see plenty of that on Friday. And looking forward to more racing on track.
Yep, that's it. Friday night, 7:30. It's the season debut of your What the Fork Monarchs, the Berwick Bandits in town. I'll be there. I know Dave will be there. Hopefully we'll see you there too. But until then, thanks very much for watching. Get those tickets, get that stream. We'll see you Friday.